Welcome along to the Diodoro Stadium for the final group game in the football seven-a-side. It is Ukraine against Brazil, and it's to decide who wins Pool A. And with the quality of football both teams have produced so far, this could be a real treat. We know already both will be in the semi-finals, but it's Brazil who are on top of the group at the moment on goals scored. So Ukraine, who must win to avoid playing Iran in the last four. Iran are the best team in Pool B, and they have won that section already. It's cooled down considerably, mercifully. It was really hot earlier on. Players had to take rehydration breaks halfway through each half. Shouldn't be the need for that this evening. And the Brazil team has built up quite a following over the last few days. Here are the standings. Brazil and Ukraine both beat Great Britain by 2-1, and they both had 6-goal margins over Ireland, but Brazil beat them 7-1, Ukraine beat them 6-0, so Brazil are top on goals scored. And that means that they can afford to draw this game and still top the section. But both teams have great players capable of technical feats, so one would expect attacking football from both sides. But the two best teams in Pool A, but are they the two best teams in the whole competition? Some think they are. And if that's the case, then this could also be a rehearsal for the gold medal match in 4 days' time. So is there a psychological edge to be gained tonight as well? No doubting whose side they're all on. Funnily enough, Ukraine are going to be playing in yellow tonight, and Brazil in green. As the untrained eye, quite a few in Ukraine colours tonight, but that's not the way of it. Love is certainly in the air, and they're hoping they can inspire this Brazilian team, not just to win Group A, but to win a gold medal in football seven-a-side at the Paralympic Games for the first time ever. What's more, they've been fourth, Brazil, in the last two Paralympic Games. And one or two players, notably Vanderson, at his third Games, has only ever known the difficulty of finishing fourth. Silver medalists in Athens in 2004, bronze before that in Sydney. Semi-finalists in each of the last four, but losing at that stage on 3 occasions. That's of course because Ukraine and Russia have been the two dominant teams. Russia aren't here, for reasons you know about, I'm sure. So Ukraine are the big favourites for gold. But Brazil's performances to this point in their 2 games have been so impressive. People are starting to believe in the host nation. And we'll get the clearest indication of how much of a gap there is between the two tonight. If indeed there is a gap at all. The stars of the present and the stars of the future are here. So we're all set for the decider in Pool A of the seven-a-side football. Ukraine with 2 good victories They played some spectacular stuff against Ireland, who were outclassed in the end and needed a penalty to get past Great Britain by 2-1. Brazil look like they mean business tonight. They started with a 2-1 victory over Great Britain. That was pretty tight at the end as well, but they got the win and then overwhelmed Ireland with a performance of attacking brilliance, which suggested they had a real shot of going all the way in this competition. So a real atmosphere of anticipation here. Two terrific, entertaining, attack-minded teams. And first the anthems. We'll have to wait a short while for the anthem of Brazil. It will be Ukraine first. Well, a good crowd and plenty of terrific football in prospect between Brazil and Ukraine. Ukraine led by Sergei Ovcharenko, side with enormous experience. They've been in the last 4 Paralympic finals, winning twice, finishing second twice to Russia. Taras Dutko, just leaving the picture there, has played in every single one of them. He's looking to get to an unprecedented 5th final. Marcao, the Brazilian goalkeeper, there has been around longer than anybody on the Ukrainian side. At the age of 38, these are his 6th games. He played in Atlanta in 1996. Ross Haswell, the referee, who was showing us his ball juggling skills earlier on. Here's the official in charge. Here's the Ukraine lineup then. Shows a couple of changes from the side that beat Great Britain by 2-1 in the last match. Edhar Karamanyan is in for his Paralympic debut, and Ivan Dotsenko getting his first minutes of these games, having played in London as well. The captain Vladimir Antoniuk and Artem Krasilnikov both on 3 goals apiece. Romanchuk and Molotsov have started previous games, but start on the bench this time. As for Brazil, a bit of an indication of the way they're going to play it with the selection of Felipe Gomez, the number 14 there. He's the Class 8 player. That's the class of player with the smallest degree of impairment. Vanderson, the number 10, is also a Class 8 player. There he is, just chewing on that bracelet. And Vanderson's much more attack-minded. Felipe Gomez, perhaps the best defender. You can only have one Class 8 player on the field at any one time, and they've gone for the defender rather than the skillful attacker. That was the choice of Paulo Cabral, Brazil's coach. If they need goals, that's a switch that might happen later on. It's the final match of the group stage in the football 7-a-side in Rio. And Ukraine, perennial challengers for the gold medal and tournament favourites against the hosts who've been so impressive to this point. This should be a real cracker. Can Brazil put a marker down against Ukraine and prove themselves to be contenders for gold here in front of the home crowd? Ukraine in the yellow and blue, Brazil in the green and white. And this is Fernandez with the pass for Felipe Gomez. And across came Taras Dutko. He's the Class 8 player in Ukraine's side. So all players in this form of the game have coordination impairments, maybe cerebral palsy, or they've had a stroke or brain injury. And they're classed between 5 and 8. 5 is the most impaired, 8 the least. Only one Class 8 player on the pitch at any one time, but you must have at least one in Class 5 or 6. For Ukraine, the Class 5 player is the outfield player Edhar Karamanyan. Zeka is in Class 6 for Brazil. We've got Felipe Gomez in Class 8 and Taras Dutko, the rest of the players in Class 7. Krasilnikov, and he's got 3 goals already in this competition and an absolutely stellar right foot. And that will be a corner to Ukraine. Crowd loved the skill from Felipe Gomez, but it drifted over the goal line. Ukraine clearing the penalty area. Passing and movement of Ukraine is what they're known for. Taras Dutko doing his very best to prove me wrong. Should know better by now. There's been a couple of matches in this group of terrific quality, terrific intensity. Both matches that these two teams played against Great Britain, in fact. Really high standard games, competitive games. Both teams turned on the style against the weaker Irish side and enjoyed scoring plenty of goals, but it'll be tighter tonight. First chance for Brazil. Ooh, it was well hit too. Leandrinho, who scored 3 times in this competition already. Didn't quite force Kostiantin Semashko to make a save, but he's certainly one to watch, Leandrinho. He's had a really good tournament so far. Foul by Fernandez. Here's Volodymyr Antoniuk, Ukraine captain. Losing his first tussle with his opposite number, Leandrinho. Di Maria for Leandrinho. Karamanyan's the defender, did well. Here's Krasilnikov. Felipe Gomez on the cover. Well, Krasilnikov kept it in. This is danger for Brazil. It's a little slow, Dotsenko, in getting the ball into the penalty area. And now the chance to counter. There's no offside in this form of the game at all, so Zeka was fine. And it's a useful ball. Finish not quite so useful from Nascimento. It's not going to be handball from that kind of range. There's Leandrinho's effort from a couple of minutes ago. I think Semashko had that covered. Krasilnikov getting challenged by Felipe Gomez and then getting tripped by Leandrinho. They weren't frightened to give it to Krasilnikov in quite an awkward area of the field with 2 players trying to close him down. They trust one another's technical ability, Ukraine, there's no doubt about that. And for good reason. Super ball by Antoniuk. Oh, here's a chance for Krasilnikov! What a finish! What a finish! And the home crowd won't like that at all. Ukraine in front, 6 minutes in, a devastating counter-attack. And a first-time finish from Artem Krasilnikov. His 4th goal of the competition. Well, a clear message from Ukraine. Don't you dare challenge us for the gold medal. Well, they don't often look especially gleeful on the Ukraine bench, but they must have enjoyed that. by Felipe Gomez for Brazil. Back forward by Trushev. He's a no-fuss player, Antoniuk. Just gets it, moves it on, gets into good positions, receives it again, keeps it moving. And an instant first touch control. Brazil just having a little bit of joy in pressing high up the field and putting the Ukrainian ball carriers under pressure. Here's Zeka. Di Maria is set off looking for the return ball. Zeka, you can see, just right in front of the goal, trying to get in front of his man. And looking for the pass right into the heart of the penalty area, which occasionally will present itself as an option. Because there's no offside, Zeka can go and basically goal hang right in front of Konstantin Simashko. Di Maria. They always know he's there waiting. Zeka in the middle, 38-year-old player, his 4th games. Well, Di Maria almost got away, but then fouled Dutko on the return. Here's the goal, Antoniuk involved. Dotsenko, Krasilnikov, 1-0. He's taking everybody on. Well, Zeka, he nearly got in. Simashko, wise enough to realise that he just had to get rid of it. But Brazil seem intent on winning it high up the pitch here. Interesting tactic. They think that they can put pressure on the renowned technicians from Ukraine. Super control there by Fernandez. Into Felipe Gomez. Fernandez. Zeka trying to get free in the centre. Felipe Gomez. Once they do get the ball into Zeka in the centre, all manner of options might present themselves. Nascimento. That was never going to get there. Trushev had that angle well and truly covered, and now the counter-attack is on, and Karamanyan is after it. And he's got Dotsenko in the centre. This is Antoniuk. Here's the goal scorer, Krasilnikov, looking for Trushev. Trushev is going to get there. Away by Fernandez. It's the way they rotate positions as well, Ukraine. They're all comfortable getting the ball further up the field. It's a real job of concentration to stick with them. Here's Karamanyan. Dotsenko. Well, Karamanyan's done well. Wasn't the best pass back to him by Krasilnikov. Zeka is claiming an arm across the face. Trushev. Recovered it nicely. Safety first from Antoniuk. Trushev. Well, I know Artem Krasilnikov's gesture when he scored the goal didn't go down all that well, but he has succeeded in quietening the crowd. Ukraine have had a good spell. 30 minutes each way, so we're nearing the midway point of the first half. That's useful up to Felipe Gomez. Just couldn't kill it first time. First we've seen of Karamanyan in this tournament, but he looks busy and quick. He's getting on the ball a lot. Krasilnikov confident enough to try the no-look pass and nearly got his team into trouble. Has lost it to Nascimento, but wins it back. He's an exuberant player, Krasilnikov. Can sense it's a bit of an atmosphere, a bit of a big occasion, and you can see he wants to be the star of the show. A lot of the Ukraine players are more modest in appearance and less showy with their technical ability, but extremely efficient. Nicely done by Trushev again. Just drew in Fernandez and then headed into the space, but Fernandez did really well. Super defending. That was a little bit careless from Fernandez. Dutko picked it off. Here's Antoniuk. Looking early, it's a lovely ball. Dotsenko and a super save from Markau. The quality on the pass from that man, though, was absolutely inch perfect. Outside of the left foot. Glorious ball. And there's a real efficiency about them on the counter-attack. If there's an opening, they will take it. Krasilnikov. I'm not sure he wasn't trying his luck. Bit much to score from a corner in a goal that's 5 meters by 2, but I think he was trying. Karamanyan. You can see from the quality that Karamanyan's got that they've got strength in depth in their 14-man squad. There he is again. Oh, that's superbly done. And Antoniuk was nearly through there. Felipe Gomez did really well to spot it and stretch and see off the danger. Now, can he get Brazil going in a forward sense? Leandrinho. Well, it was a foul, but there's no need to ask for the opponent to go into the yellow, into the book with a yellow card. Leandrinho. Oh! And Zeka was just getting in there, trying to deflect it goalwards. And it's the defender who got there first. So difficult for the goalkeeper with players right in front. It's exactly the tactic, of course. Fernandez. Made by Trushev. They were unlucky there, Brazil. Leandrinho is a really good striker of a ball. In fact, in Leandrinho and Krasilnikov, we have two of the purest strikers of set plays that there are in this tournament. There's Felipe Gomez. Di Maria couldn't get it into the feet of Leandrinho. Last 10 minutes then of the first half. Ukraine with the early advantage through Krasilnikov. And Brazil with another free kick here. Sharp skill from Felipe Gomez. Now again, watch the position that Zeka is going to take up right in front of the goalkeeper. Trushev has the job of trying to keep him out of that danger zone, and it's not easy. I'm not sure he likes the position of the wall, Simashko. Fernandez. Looking for Felipe Gomez on the back post, I think. Leandrinho. Fernandez. Zeka's out in front. Felipe Gomez to the right. Nascimento tremendously disappointed. There's Fernandez. Out by Karamanyan. Now that's a mistake. And Dotsenko will collect this for Ukraine. Nascimento was desperate to make amends there. He's only 20. And he made his international debut earlier this year. There's nowhere near the same experience in the Brazil lineup as there is in the Ukraine squad, although Ukraine broadly have more than any other team in this competition. Been a good spell for Brazil the last 5 minutes or so. But that didn't really add to it. Paulo Cabral and Ukrainian coaching staff watching on with great interest. Match to decide first place in Pool A, both sides having won their opening 2 games. Both know they'll be in the semi-finals. But for the group winner, it'll be semi-final 1 against the Netherlands, who finished second in Pool B. Iran await the runners-up. And Iran beat the Netherlands by a couple of goals to 0. And did look the best side in the group by some distance. Antoniuk's gone a long way here. Karamanyan's pulled back. Karamanyan! 2-0 Ukraine. And from the moment Antoniuk skipped away from the tackle, you thought Brazil were in big trouble. And this is a reality check for the host nation. The flick out to Antoniuk. Moved the ball swiftly. The defender rather dived in, and Antoniuk, as he always does, picked the right pass. Edhar Karamanyan with his first goal of this competition. And a dampening of the spirits inside the Deodoro Stadium. Leandrinho. 4.5 minutes for Brazil to get a goal back before half-time. Felipe Gomez, room here. Oh. He smoked that one. Here's the goal again. Antoniuk away from the diving Di Maria. But it was the way Ukraine moved the ball so swiftly from back to centre and then out to the wing. The quickness of it all had the Brazil defence in trouble. And that was why Di Maria felt he had to slide in to try and rescue the position. Trushev has got Zeka covered at the moment. Here's Leandrinho. Good recovery by Antoniuk, who knew that Ukraine had been caught a little short there. Fernandez. Ambitious header from Nascimento. Well, it's the speed and the accuracy of the Ukraine counter-attacks that have been the deciding feature so far. And Brazil's inability to find a way through the Ukrainian defence. needs to come up with something. Leandrinho, Antoniuk is there again. Cherenko decided 2 to the good. He's still concerned about holes in the defence. Nascimento. Fernandez. Zeka is pulling wide. But they're not so confident in his ability against Trushev at the moment. Here's Di Maria. Went for it early. Goalkeeper well positioned. It's low percentage stuff from Brazil at the moment, but maybe now they can change that. Fernandez. Karamanian. Brazil corner. Still very humid out there. Demanding conditions. In towards Di Maria. Krasilnikov with a header away. Leandrinho. Felipe Gomez. Krasilnikov with a tackle. Good tackle it was too, and now he cannot quite keep it in. Antoniuk was lurking in the centre, just in case. That's half-time. It's been high quality, but it's not the scoreline the home crowd wanted, and you can tell that from the noise. It's very quiet at half-time. Krasilnikov and Karamanian with goals, and Paulo Cabral, the Brazil coach, has got thinking to do. Ukraine are winning the group as things stand. They lead Brazil at half-time by 2-0. Really beautifully taken first goal by Krasilnikov, well created down the Ukraine left. The swiftness of the passing, the ruthlessness of it on the counter-attack. And there you go. Ukraine's shots have been well chosen from good positions. They've worked good opportunities, often in space on the counter-attack, while Brazil, often from range with defenders between themselves and goal, have tried to manufacture something without creating anything obvious in front of the Ukraine net. They're enjoying it, but they're desperate to let loose if Brazil get a goal or two. Krasilnikov, leading scorer in the competition now with 4. Karamanian, on his Paralympic Games debut, has had a really good first half. There's a reason why Ukraine were the tournament favourites. And with good players on the bench as well. Romanchuk in particular has looked really good, but left out today. Molotsov's played a key role. It's a strong looking squad. Brazil have got Vanderson, who is a really exciting attacking player on the bench. If they brought him on, they'd have to take Felipe Gomez off. Is that a gamble worth taking? Because for all Vanderson will give the team in attack, would they lose something at the back? There was Leandrinho early on for Brazil. Dotsenko and Krasilnikov. And he didn't muck about with the finish, did he? Not even a thought of taking a touch. He just stroked it straight into the goal and told everybody to be quiet at the same time. Antoniuk, look at that pass. I mean, that was a terrific ball for Dotsenko. Krasilnikov, the audacity to try to score from a corner. Brazil's best moment was that drive goalwards by Leandrinho, which was nearly turned in. But then look at this, the flick from Krasilnikov opens it all up in the first place, swiftly out to Antoniuk, but then Di Maria dives in, and that did not help. Karamanyan made it 2-0. Always picks the right pass, Antoniuk. He's 37, the Ukraine number 11 and captain. Yeah, tough one for Markau, who's seen plenty in his Paralympic career, and he knows what a good side Ukraine are. Work for Brazil to do. Half-time they trail by 2-0. So what kind of an approach will we see from Brazil in the second half? Not going to be any changes at half-time from Paulo Cabral. Krasilnikov has been the tormentor again for Ukraine. They're having a great time anyway, and why not? But that man's team are well on top here by a couple of goals. Taras Dutko, can he get to a Paralympic final for the 5th time? Brazil have to score twice without reply to win the group. Otherwise, it's Ukraine, Netherlands and Iran, Brazil in the semi-finals. And the evidence is there is an advantage here to winning the group, most definitely. Not many shouting. Here we go, last half an hour of the group stage in the football 7-a-side. Brazil need 2 goals without reply and they'll win the group. But Ukraine, twice Paralympic champions, finalists 4 times in a row, have got a significant advantage. They're playing really well on the counter-attack. And they might want to send a big message to Brazil with the teams. Well, they could potentially meet again in the final. I suppose they could meet potentially in the bronze medal match as well, but I think that's hugely unlikely. Felipe Gomez with the ball in. And Simashko in a bit of trouble. And eventually has taken a boot to the side. Well, Ukraine rather made a rod for their own backs there by failing to clear. Zeka every right to go for that. And the ball's still loose. And what happens after that? Couldn't see anything too wrong first time. He's just taken a blow in the line of duty. Kostiantin Simashko at his 3rd Paralympic Games. Bogdan Kulinic is the reserve goalkeeper. He's yet to play a minute at his first games. Wesley, the number 9. Might well be Zeka, who he replaces. Wesley is also a forward player. Similar kind of strategy, really. Get the ball into his feet and he'll try and roll the defender and get a shot away. Zeka's not had much joy out of Trushev yet. Krasilnikov, a little bit theatrical. Di Maria. Dotsenko with the tackle, coming back for Ukraine. And Karamanian's won the free kick well. It is Zeka who's going to come off. And Wesley Martins de Souza. Zeka. José Carlos Monteiro Guimarães. Vanderson is the one that many Brazil fans will want to see. He and Leandrinho on the ball now combined wonderfully well against Ireland, but that was an entirely different type of match. Here's Wesley for the first time. Nascimento coming across. 17 years the junior of that man. Runners up to Russia in the World Championship last year, Ukraine. But Russia not allowed to compete here, leaving Ukraine as the favourites. Fernandez. Crowd really getting behind Brazil. Corner. The 2004 Paralympic final was between these two countries. Ukraine won that by 4-1. They met in the group stage of London 2012. It was a 1-1 draw. That's a good ball in. Well, Simashko did really well to get there. He looked second favourite for a while. Leandrinho was the player who we thought might just get a header on goal. Nice layoff by Leandrinho. He's inviting Felipe Gomez into the play. I think he had an idea to try and find Wesley with that ball, but it needed to be considerably lower. He's had a 2-0 up. Coach Ovcharenko, he wouldn't know if they weren't 4-0 down. Oh, Nascimento has slipped. Krasilnikov. Leandrinho. It's just not happening at the moment for Brazil. Maybe now. Vanderson. Has to come on for Felipe Gomez. They're both in Class 8, the least impaired category. And only one player from that class can be on the field at any one time. He got a hat-trick against Ireland. Can he weave his magic here against Ukraine? Did score against Ukraine in the World Championship semi-final last year in England, which Ukraine went on to win 2-1. And he'll look to get on the ball and combine with Leandrinho. Nascimento. And again, oh, that was a good hit. And Krasilnikov beats a player 5 meters from his own goal. He's playing with extraordinary confidence. I'm sure you'd say arrogance if you were playing against him. Leandrinho. And Wesley apologising for missing the return pass. That was the Nascimento strike. Hit it really purely. Here's Vanderson. Busy on the ball, setting off on a forward run. Di Maria. Trushev and Karamani in a way. The impression from the Ireland game was very much that Leandrinho and Vanderson loved playing together. Here's Vanderson immediately. It's a poor touch, but he won the ball in the referee's eyes. Here's Wesley. Fernandez. Trushev is limping somewhat. Leandrinho. Super save, Samashko, and he reacted well with his feet to turn the ball behind. Well, it all stemmed initially from Vanderson's tackle. Trushev was left stunned and out of the game, and Brazil nearly exploited that. Fernandez with the corner. Dotsenko with a poor header. Wesley couldn't get it cleanly on goal. Krasilnikov with a long ball towards Antoniuk. Anderson is back marshalling him. That might have been an effort on goal from Ukraine. But Taras Dutko proving that he's not immune to moments of high confidence as well. Must have just spotted Markow drifting towards the edge of his penalty area. Leandrinho. Fernandez. Vanderson wants it into feet. It's going to be a change before the corner's taken. 20 minutes left then. Ukraine set to win the group and play the Netherlands in the semi-finals. Brazil would play Iran if things stay the same. There's the save, and then look at that boot just snaked out by the goalkeeper. Simashko reacts while he's on the ground. Smart goalkeeping. Well, you wouldn't say he's in a rush to get off the field, Antoniuk. Ukraine skipper at the age of 37, being saved for the semi-finals now, and maybe beyond. Certainly beyond. There'll be a medal match of some description. Nascimento's header got everybody excited, but it was never troubling Samashko. Yes, you wouldn't think Nascimento, with his height, is going to lose too many balls in the air. Vanderson's given one away there. Krasilnikov looking for the run of Romanchuk, who's just come on. Here's Vanderson. Looking up towards Wesley. Asked a lot of him there, really. Di Maria. Almost, but not quite. He came really close to scoring on about 5 occasions, Wesley, against Ireland. Didn't get a goal. If he was 5-0 down, you'd believe it, wouldn't you? Romanchuk has just come on and is keen to leave his mark. Certainly did on the legs of Fernandez. The Ukraine coach is definitely setting high standards for his players. I think we can say that. Maybe that's one reason for their success. Well won by Fernandez. Only as far as Trushev. Here's Karamanyan. Haven't seen him on the ball much in the second half. Dotsenko peeling away. Vanderson, he's off. Wesley, oh, Anderson's been left in a heap by Dutko, and he'll get a free kick for that, and I wonder what the referee might think of Dutko. That's what he thinks. First yellow card of the tournament for the 34-year-old who's got 2 gold and 2 silver medals. Vanderson into Leandrinho. Now Di Maria. Well, he's exuberant, Di Maria. But not much has happened down his right side yet for Brazil. Vanderson trying to get on the ball all the time. Have to be a good player to play for Brazil with number 10 on your shirt, I suppose. Fernandez thought about hitting it. Wesley's right in front of goal. Leandrinho. Well, the faces are all pictures of concentration. It's an intense battle, this, high standard. Ukraine, for the most part, content to soak up Brazilian pressure, challenge Brazil to break them down, try and counter-attack like this. It worked twice in the first half. Stats say Brazil have had 15 shots on goal, but only 3 of those have been on target. Ukraine have only had 4 attempts, 3 on target. Leandrinho, oh, lovely ball. And Di Maria couldn't keep it down. It's the best Brazilian chance of the whole night. Leandrinho with a wonderful moment of subtlety, and he should have scored. It's the first time they've really opened up Ukraine. Maicon on for Fernandez. Last of the 3 changes from Paulo Cabral. Here's Leandrinho again. The new man, Maicon, scored against Great Britain in their opening match, the opening match of the whole tournament. And it was a pivotal one in this group. That's going to be a corner to Brazil. Felt like it might be at the time, even though it was the very first game. But if Great Britain could get something from Brazil, the group might open up, it might go down to the wire. As it was, both these teams now know that they are in the semi-finals. They're just playing off to decide who wins the group, and it's going to be Ukraine as things stand. Leandrinho is certainly the chief danger man at the moment for Brazil. Trushev is such a good defender, though. It's neatly played by Dotsenko. Maicon is going to get a talking to. He's got a friendly authority about him, Ross Haswell, the referee. He just left the leg behind him. Vanderson first to it, in front of Krasilnikov. And now away from Trushev. What a good run this is. And Dutko was there waiting in his 5th Paralympic Games. You shall not pass. Now Leandrinho's turn. Maicon will just catch up with this. Here's Nascimento. Di Maria onto Leandrinho again. Last 10 minutes of what's been an engaging match between two teams almost certain to end up with medals at the end of this competition, I think. But what colour will they be? Ukraine set to win the group here, unless Brazil score twice in the last 10 minutes. Krasilnikov opened the scoring in the 7th minute. Karamanyan made it 2 in the 25th, both on the counter-attack, and both beautifully taken, beautifully executed moves from Ukraine. Brazil's best chance about 3 minutes ago when Di Maria blazed over. Here's Maicon. Now Leandrinho, oh, lovely skill, such a shame. He just overran it. First trick had worked to treat. Just lost his balance. He's had a really good game again, though. Still the encouragement and the instruction coming from the Brazil coach, Paulo Cabral. Two sides met earlier this year in Spain at the pre-Paralympic tournament in the final, and Ukraine won by 2-0 on that occasion. Vanderson has found Leandrinho, and that was supposed to be a pass. He sliced it. He was looking across goal there towards Wesley. That was not supposed to go towards the goalkeeper. Rare chance for Dutko to come forward here. Now Romanchuk. Yeah, Nascimento waited well, timed the tackle. Vanderson, Wesley. Had a good look up. Away by Dutko. It's Ukraine ball. Yeah, not quite happened yet for Vanderson. It was a pretty crunching tackle. It was penalised by referee Haswell, I'm not surprised. From behind, he got a bit of the ball, but he took the player's legs as well. Wasn't the best challenge, in truth. Here's Di Maria. Maicon heading on the overlap. Now this is the kind of chance that Ukraine might enjoy. Well played Nascimento to break it up and turn defence into attack. Here's Wesley, he's got 3 with him here. Oh, he's unlucky. Did Simashko just get a hand to that? He's still looking for his first goal in the competition. It's really well hit. I think it had beaten the goalkeeper, but it just missed the goal. Wesley again, he'd be a hugely popular goal scorer, but then I think that goes for anybody in green. Leandrinho. Here was the strike by Wesley, got plenty behind it. Very nearly. He very nearly had the moment captured on film. Corner coming here. Vanderson with it. The assistant referee was signalling for a substitution to take place, but not in time. Here's Karamanian. Neatly, Dutko. Oh, this is going to come for Ukraine. Dotsenko. And he's going to get penalised here and carded for simulation. Nascimento had made the challenge, and the referee thought that Dotsenko had no need to go to ground there. Yeah, and he did go over rather theatrically. Ole Len. Dotsenko is still trying to explain away the yellow card to the coach down there. Here's Vanderson. It's not been his night so far. Less than 3 minutes left. And Ukraine, thanks to those 2 first-half goals from Krasilnikov and Karamanian, well set to top Group A here. Brazil have tried and tried, and eventually they have created a couple of good chances. Di Maria over the crossbar, Wesley against the post. Can they get a goal back and set up a grandstand finish? Strong header by Dutko, who was left somewhat dazed by it. Ole Len, who's just come on, trying to keep the ball a bit further away from the Ukraine goal. Last 2 minutes then. Brazil have to score twice. If they do without reply, they will top the group. But quite clearly, time is not on their side. Maicon. Ten corners, no goals. Maicon again with Karamanian. Oh, keeper's dropped it! Wesley with a goal back for Brazil. And there's still hope they might top the group. Bad moment for Šimečko, lovely moment for them. Maicon fired it in with pace, that was the trick. But Wesley, who's been so unlucky on a number of occasions, saw his fortune finally change. Now then, won't be much added on time, but there have been a couple of substitutions. It's quite simple now. If Brazil score again, they win the group. If not, it's Ukraine. Vanderson. Up it goes to Wesley. Vanderson is steaming through, trying to get there. And Šimečko made it. It's ending in a frenzy. Karamanyan. Really good play. Krasilnikov has already seen the player outside him and he didn't play a good pass, but he got a second chance. What a fine save by Markau from Romanchuk. Well, it's been measured and calm for much of the second half this game. All of a sudden, he hit it well, didn't he, Romanchuk? Thought Wanderson rather left the boot in on the goalkeeper, but no harm was done. Here's Ole Len, keeping it in well. Romanchuk, we've seen this tactic plenty of places before. Corner is the call. 4 minutes of added on time, you'll have noticed. There's still time enough, plenty time enough, for Brazil to create at least one good chance. Wesley. Listen to this crowd. It's like nothing we've had before in this competition. Oh, it's a super pass. Vanderson couldn't take it, of all people. Wesley picked him out perfectly. Well, Ukraine here just rocking somewhat. The tournament favourites and 4 times finalists. Still a couple of minutes for Brazil. Nascimento. Test for Šimečko here. Leandrinho. They're trying to will it in, aren't they? Oh, what a good first touch by Ole Len. Terrific play. Romanchuk is waiting, but Len wants to go his own way. Rather a long way round, but taking time off the clock very much is one of the objectives here for Ukraine. Well, the Brazil crowd are saying to them, if you don't want to go for goal, you won't make any friends with us. Vanderson. Well watched by Romanchuk. Dutko tiptoeing forward. That's for Len. Well, the referee had whistled to say you've got to take the throw in again. Then he nearly changed his mind. Last minute of added on time. Is there going to be a great Brazilian moment here? Wesley battling with Trushev, who's kept nearly everybody out all day. Another super bit of defending, and he was taken out. He was taken out by Nascimento. And for Nascimento, that's a problem, because that's a second yellow card in the competition, and he'll miss the semi-finals. The 64th minute. And hence the extra reaction, the extra disappointment. He'll miss the Paralympic semi-final. He knows it too. Right at the end. He would rather have lost 3-1, I think, and had Nascimento available. But it was the heat of battle. And it's over, and Ukraine have won the group. What a terrific ending to the match. What a terrific fight from Brazil. But Ukraine are thrilled to have won the group, and they will play the Netherlands in the semi-finals. For Brazil, it will be Iran. Simashko is relieved after that late mistake. It wasn't costly in the end. Wesley got his goal, but Brazil could not get the point that would have seen them win the group. It's Ukraine instead who have won tonight's match and Pool A. They've beaten Brazil by 2-1. Artem Krasilnikov on target once again. Vanderson tried to make things happen for Brazil. What an excellent game. Where you look at that and you say, Brazil should have won with stats like that. But Ukraine played very deliberately on the counter-attack, and they were very efficient, and there were 2 goals up in 25 minutes. It's only really in the latter part of the second half when Brazil started to create good chances. Di Maria missed one. Wesley hit the post. Wesley impressed when he came on. Well, they were somewhat drowned out during the game itself, but they are here. And they'll be back, the Brazil fans, for the semi-finals. Iran will be tough opponents, though. Iran, who've thrashed Brazil in the bronze medal match in each of the last 2 Paralympic Games. So that will be a tasty affair. Ukraine will be big favourites now to beat the Netherlands in their semi-final. They've won the group. There's the confirmation. Brazil are second. What a good game it was. Well, what a super game between Ukraine and Brazil. Ukraine have won it just by 2-1, but will they meet again with a medal and maybe even a gold medal on the line? We'll see in time. Tonight, Ukraine have taken the 3 points and the group, beating Brazil by 2-1.